Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel if you are returning or subscribed. I hope you all are doing well. And if this is your first video that you are checking out of mine, I do want to say thank you so much for clicking on it, and I hope you're doing well as well. If you've been following me for a while, you know that this is my first video in months, and I am very deeply sorry for that. I do want to have a little bit of a catch-up conversation with you guys. I hope each and every one of you is healthy, your loved ones are all safe, you're doing well. And I would like to talk about a couple different things. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was having a hard time coming back to this channel up until today. And so it's not necessarily anything that could have been helped, I believe. If anything, I have a hard time sometimes. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all that sort of stuff. And especially with everything going on in the world, you know, in Gaza, in Sudan, Congo, basically everywhere, it feels like. There's just been so much turmoil to deal with, both collectively and individually. And so it's been really hard to take care of myself and my spirituality. And I will say a lot of spiritual spaces, I feel like, only accommodate one specific type of person. And it does kind of affect my own idea of how I'm allowed to show up. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, this is my channel and I'm 100% all about community, inclusion, diversity, all that sort of stuff. And so why wouldn't I try to offer a different, perspective on spirituality and things like that? So the last thing I want to do is spiritually bypass in front of you guys, especially when I talk about being authentic and the power behind that and how to foster a real connection, you have to be authentically yourself. So the idea that I wasn't doing that, or I wasn't doing that to a degree that I would have liked, was very difficult for me. And I'm still working through that at this point. I'm still working out how exactly I want to show up on this channel. I definitely want to do a lot more different things and to inspire real and honest conversation. I have a lot of things that I would like to start implementing within this channel and my Instagram and different places like that. And I just want to give a quick shout of gratitude for you all, and just for anyone watching this or who can relate to kind of what I'm saying, because it's hard. Things today are so difficult to deal with. And yeah, spirituality does give you the tools to manage that. Mindfulness gives you the tools to manage that. A lot of different things. Even if you do have the tools to fix something or to at least negate some of the damage of it, that doesn't always mean that harm isn't being done, right? And so I want to give a big thank you to the community that I have around me. A big thank you to each and every one of you. And I'm going to be honest, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of different types of content from me moving forward. I definitely want to be more transparent on this channel, and I hope that that's something that's well received. I'm just gonna fully accept that this space is mine to play with and to be weird on, and yeah, offer some different perspectives. There's nothing wrong with showing up however you show up, and I need to give myself that same grace, is basically what I'm saying. So I'm working on that. I'm working on being more authentic. You might start seeing more of my personality in these readings coming up, and I hope to bring that to you. That's what I'm working on, full acceptance of the self, full acceptance of the experience, while also trying to bring forward all of the things that I want to see in the world. And so this is my space to do that, and I'm gonna do that, I think. So if you guys are interested in that ride and talking about worldly issues, talking about the importance of spiritual practice, or the importance of understanding that a lot of change and a lot of important alchemical processes come from darkness, from uncertainty, from pain. So I'm in the middle of a big change, honestly. I'm in the middle of changing the way that I experience myself, I experience my life. And going through this change has required me to get rid of past versions of myself and past mentalities that were keeping me small, that were keeping me not only, I wouldn't say safe, because I personally have some tendencies that do sabotage my well-being, but also being really honest to myself about that and understanding that these things do come back. Like things do circle back around, especially when big changes are being made, you know? So yeah, I have been working through it. I have been working through a lot, actually, and transmuting a lot. Like there were days within these past couple months that I couldn't bring forth gratitude. I couldn't. And I remember just sitting at my altar and apologizing to the universe and apologizing to spirit and just saying, I'm sorry, I can't have gratitude today. I cannot bring you gratitude. I have nothing to give. And recognizing myself in that spot and still feeling the sense that it's okay. When you have nothing to give, it's okay to not offer. And so the first thing I want to do before we get into the readings, because I do have exciting readings today. I have some new stuff that I've been working on. But ultimately, I do want to start this with gratitude. I think that's going to be our theme for the video today. And so if you would like to move forward with the intention of gratitude, I'm going to take a deep breath. I invite you to take one with me. You don't have to. Because again, you don't have to offer this up if it's not something you can afford to give at this moment. But in gratitude for you all, in gratitude for the universe for putting me in this position, allowing me to interact with you all, again, whether you're subscribed, whether you've never seen my videos before, whether you have been skipping through me talking because you want to pick a pile, that's all fine. But I just want to say thank you. So I'm going to take a deep breath in. And I'm going to take a deep breath out. And another one in. And out. Thank you. So genuinely thank you. Alright, so let's talk about today's reading. So today, because it's been a while since I have last uploaded, I wanted to check in with your energy, each pile, and see what you most needed to hear at this moment, and do like a little energy check. I did include handwritten channeled messages for each pile, and so we had some really interesting themes come up for each one, but I will give you a closer look at the crystals in just a moment. I will say, if you've never done a pick a card reading before, each of these crystals in front of me, these three, are for 3 different piles or group readings. So they are collective readings instead of individual. So there may be some messages that are for other people. But if you feel drawn to a specific crystal or multiple, you can choose multiple, there is at least one message in that group for you. So I'm going to give you a closer look at the crystals in just a moment, and I'm also going to give you a quick 30-second meditation so you can connect with your pile's energy and select your crystal from there. I recommend taking a few deep breaths, closing your eyes and connecting to your energy, and then opening your eyes and seeing what crystal draws you in the most. But there's a variety of ways that you can choose your pile, and none of them are wrong. Just know you cannot choose wrong. Okay, so for pile 1, I'm not 100% sure what this crystal is. I was told it was potentially 1 crystal short of a Super 7. And that means something. I don't know crystals like that. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that. I do have a friend who has a crystal shop, Crystal Girl Always. She's always linked down in my description box below. She is the one that knows crystals. I don't, and I ask her all the time, but I haven't messaged her today. Then we have, for pile 2, this fibrous malachite. I think it's stunning. All the crystals today are so cool. So that's the malachite. And then each of these blue papers are your handwritten, channeled messages as well. And then we have, for pile 3, interestingly enough, I think this is called Campo de Cielo. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's the word for it. Basically, it's a part of an asteroid that was found in Mexico, I believe. So I think it is so cool. It feels kind of heavy. Like there's a... I mean, obviously it's metallic, but like I just thought it was so cool owning a piece of an asteroid. So yeah, these are the 3 piles. I'm going to start up your meditation music now, and I will let you know when your 30 seconds are up. Alright everyone, so that was 30 seconds, so feel free to go down to the description box below and selecting your pile's timestamp, or if you need to rewind the video or hit the pile selection timestamp one more time, give yourself a longer time to look, that's perfectly fine too, but I will see you at your reading whenever you're ready. Bye-bye. Hi Pile 1, if you chose this crystal, this is your reading. I still don't know what that's called. But first things first, I have a written channeled message here for your pile. You actually have like 2 pages. And also, please forgive my handwriting. When I channel, I am not focused on aesthetic. I'm more focused on message. But when I come out of channeling, I go, dang, I like aesthetic too much for me to forgive this. So anyway, every single pile got a keyword. You actually got 2 pages here. And your keyword is clarity. And here is what I wrote. A clear blue pool of water at the center of a forest. The water babbles into a cleansing spring. The answers you're looking for are coming, but do not be afraid to speak your truth. Ask questions, embrace the unknown perspectives of others, and embrace the way their messages change you. The air and sky are calling to you. Look for messages in the clouds. There's more to access than you realize and can see. Wind is invisible, but can still knock over strong trees. To accept new ideas is to look elsewhere. There are avenues you haven't tried. Don't be afraid to stretch the limits of your comfort zone and know that you will be okay. You're clearing space for the new, and a journey beckons for you to move. Too much air and water energy will keep you from physical action. Only take what you need. Try to be both flexible and committed to your new beginnings. So that is your written message. I hope that resonates with you. It definitely resonates with me. Wow. I was pulling the cards for this, and I was just like, oh, this is my pile. So my pile ones, I think you get me. Let's get started on the cards. So first things first, we have your energy. We have the Knight of Wands and we have the Two of Swords. So we have 2 cards here for you. And it's interesting because the cards that came out, it was like 2 and then 1 and then 2 and then 1 and then 2. It kind of felt like hopscotch when the cards were coming out. So that may be significant, or just finding reasons to play, finding reasons to enjoy things that maybe you used to. Making a game out of something to inspire new action was coming through. So with the Knight of Wands and the Two of Swords, so wands represent creative energy, fire, passion, inspired action. And swords represent logic, our mind. So again, this is that air energy that was coming through during your channeled writing session. And I'm getting the sense that you have an avenue that you really enjoy. And I feel the need to share, at least in my perspective. I'm in a position in my life where I'm getting pulled in a lot of different directions, and I'm spreading myself too thin. I have things that inspire me. I have things that I want to create and I want to do, but I'm so caught up in the timing and also my abilities that I am hesitant. I'm putting myself to the side often, and I convince myself that I don't know a way forward, or that I don't know necessarily where my strengths lie or where my creativity lies. And so what I'm sensing for you is you're turning your back on how you feel and you're trying to use logic. You're trying to force something. You're trying to force logic in a way that blocks you from moving in this inspired action kind of way. The creativity that you're experiencing, I kind of see this guy as if he's like giving a salute, right? This is yes, I've received the orders, I'm moving forward, I'm ready to go. Whereas this person, we're blindfolded. We're not able to receive any cues from anyone because we're so caught up in our own head about what we maybe want to do, or what if we did that, or what if we did that. And so we're creating obstacles for ourselves instead of just accepting the order and moving forward in the way that we want to go. And so I do think that this is something, there's a situation in your life that you have been like, I just heard like hemming and hawing over. I don't even fully know what that means or where that came from. But there's something that you're going back and forth on that Spirit is telling me that you already could have finished. You've already could have been done by now. There's a creative project, or there's something that your energy is being called to do. And so why wouldn't you go do it? The hesitation is going to block you more than anything else. You're going to have to put down the swords, put down that extra option that you're throwing at your face to then be able to move forward. And try to be both. I'm sorry, I'm reading through your messages again. Try to be both flexible and committed to your new beginnings. And so what your focus should be at this time, interestingly enough, is the Ace of Wands. And so this could potentially be a new beginning or a gift from the universe. And Wands, again, is creation, creativity, new opportunity. So you have the ability to move forward to this, and you should be focusing on this. This is something that you're genuinely being called to do because when you create, oh, that makes me sad. Okay, hold on. When you create, you are channeling the divine. The universe is a constant act of creation. And so you are channeling the entire universe when you, of course, on your like micro scale, whereas like the universe is on a macro scale. When you go to create the same thing, that also furthers the creation of the universe. That's a beautiful thing. That's really cool. And what makes me sad that came through was you have these things that you want to create, but you don't want to put yourself out there. You don't want to be the one to give these messages. And again, I can relate to this. I was talking to someone who I care about very much, and I was in the middle of creating something, and I was going to show it to people. And I had a really hard time doing it. And I told them, and I said, like, I love creating, and I love making things. But sometimes I feel like I'm the worst part of what I do. I'm the worst part of what I create. I wish that the things that I could create could come through someone else or could exist already. So that way I wouldn't have to have a part in it because I don't feel worthy enough to have a part in it. And it came from just this old thinking of self-deprecation and just self-loathing that I hadn't experienced in quite some time, and I thought that I had like healed from, but there was just this nagging feeling of anyone could do this better than me. And I felt like I was creating things to make up for the fact that I'm myself. And definitely only take that if that resonates, if that's something that you feel, that pressure to make everything that you create perfect, because then it almost makes up for the fact that you're here. But my friend, upon hearing this, just said, unfortunately, people like you. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you're actually amazing, and none of the things that you would create or wished existed already would ever exist without you. I'm about to cry. Like I said, this is my bile. This is something that resonates with me very heavily. It's a lot of the stuff that I've been transmuting over the past couple months. But there's something that is meant to be born through you, and there's nothing wrong with you in the first place. If anything, your existence fills a hole of the universe, and without you, the things that you want to exist wouldn't exist. The things that you want to create wouldn't exist. And think about all the people who feel the same way. Think about all the people who like the same things you do. Imagine how much more enriched their lives would be if you continued with the work that you wanted to make. And it's so hard getting caught up in the ego of it. Of, I'm not doing enough, I'm not good enough. It's so easy, to get caught up in the other people are better at this thing than me, or comparison, or guilt, or shame, or, whatever it is that you're experiencing. I definitely don't want to put what I was experiencing onto you. So only take what resonates and leave the rest. But it definitely does seem like clarity is something that you need, and your ego is kind of mucking up your perspective of what you're truly capable of. And it's a way to protect yourself from having to put yourself out there. But genuinely, there's something that you are meant to do, and you're meant to create. And if you don't allow it to guide you, and you don't allow yourself the grace to exist and to allow other things to exist, then you're going to be disappointed. And I want better for you. I want better for us than that. I do. Genuinely. And so if you relate to that, I'm sorry you do. And I hope that you have people in your life that can help you when you experience these things, because they're not, if you're too hard on yourself or you deal with perfectionist tendencies, it's not true. You don't have to listen to it, you know? And then we have some actions that you can take to kind of get you out of this stuck energy. We have the Empress, and we have the Seven of Wands. So you may be in a time where it feels like the odds are stacked against you, or that you are expecting to fall. You're expecting to fail and people turn against you. There's definitely a lot about, with this creative energy, if you go down this path, there's a fear of what if people turn on you? What if you become vulnerable and then that shows people your weaknesses? What if they try to attack you because of that? Like there's like all this extra energy here of trying this new direction and feeling as though you are moving against the current. You're actually taking the wrong path. What the Empress wants you to know is you are from a place of abundance. You're from a place of comfort, of love, of benevolence. And so when you act as though you are not deserving of those things, the world is going to keep trying to change your perspective on that, but your perspective creates your reality. There's a sense where it's like whatever you look for, you're going to find. If you own a specific type of car, like you purchase a new specific type of car, and then you drive around on the road, you're going to see all of the people who have the same car as you. And you're going to be like, wow, there's so many of this car on the road. But if you didn't own that car at all, you would just see cars. You wouldn't necessarily see anything. It's our perspective that changes our reality, that changes how we experience the world around us. And so, I want you to know that you are being called to this for a reason. I'm taking that beeping as confirmation. You are being called to this for a reason. Whatever this creative endeavor is, whatever this extra path is that you're afraid of because other people might be present and see you, I'm here to tell you that might not be a bad thing. The Empress is a benevolent person who is here to show us the abundance that we have access to, the love that we have access to, what we're able to create. This is a creation, like a creator. The Empress is often pregnant or has a baby because she is a divine creator. She knows that the creation is inherent to herself and uses that creation to provide and to receive. And so with the Seven of Wands, this idea that you're tightroping and all of these wands are watching you do this and they're waiting for you to fail, you are not going to. You have this lantern of wisdom, of past experience. So you're not necessarily unarmed, right? It's not like you don't have anything going for you, or you don't have strengths, or you don't have these abilities that allow you to push forward anyway. This is here to tell you that even when you're missing a shoe, even when you have these people that are maybe questioning what you're doing, or they're saying what they would rather do, and maybe you shouldn't take the less beaten path, you know, that sort of stuff. When they are not necessarily rallying against you, but this idea that you are going to fail because for them, they would never think to go this off-beaten path because they would be too afraid to fail. You're the one that's up there. You're the one that has the higher perspective of the tightrope, and you have that lantern of wisdom, of understanding of yourself and your own limitations, and you are able to balance. This spider guy is successful in what he's doing. And yes, he's doing it afraid, but he's doing it anyway. And so the recommendation here is to take that inspired action and know that you are here and you are meant to create. And then for your outcome and some signs that you can look for, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And so with the Five of Pentacles upright, this usually talks about struggle. This talks about turning your back on community or resources because you have a victim mindset, but you still want to express how miserable you are. You just don't want a way out. Because this is reversed, however, I think what this is going to do is this is going to actively put those thoughts that you have on their head. And you are going to overcome this victim mentality mindset. This is going to be something that is going to change you, but in a way, in an actual tangible way, because it's pentacles, it's physical, it's material. You are going to be transformed into this new way that allows you to find community, that allows you to find resources. And when you ask for help, when you express the things that are going on in your mind and the ways that you feel, that allows help to find you. And so some symbols that you can look out for at this time, I'm getting grapes. I'm getting this bell here, might be important. I'm also just getting like Tree of Life just came through. So there's a variety of things that you can look for, but also know that trees are very significant. Leaves are very significant. So spend some time out in nature. Maybe there is a tree that when I said trees kind of came to mind for you. Maybe spend some time under it. Maybe spend some time near it. There's something really important about connecting with nature at this time and connecting with yourself at this time to help you move through these things. And then I have some advice. And these two cards came out for me earlier, so I know this is my pile. Been saying it. Just heard another beep. That's more confirmation. So for advice, we have Five of Cups and we have Temperance. So again, 5 being a challenge, right? With the 5 of Pentacles, now we're at the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups talks about feeling that victim mentality, that sadness, and just being so lost in your sadness or cycles from the past that you forget that there's more going for you than you thought. We have these 2 cups still standing. And so I think this is something that you are transmuting at this time. You're getting rid of at this time because we also have Temperance. And look at how positive this Temperance card is. Look at how much fun this person is having versus how much fun this person is having. And by that I mean not much fun. Ultimately, the road that you need, again, we have a road here passing through here. And what did I write? Wait a minute. You're clearing space for the new, and a journey beckons for you to move. Again, trees. Wind is invisible, but can still knock over strong trees. You need to focus on physical action. So I could have sworn there's new beginnings. Don't be afraid to stretch the limits. You're clearing space. A new journey beckons you to move. There's a new route that's coming through for you. With Temperance is alchemy in real time. It's healing those aspects of yourself. And it's actually the Magician, but a level higher, where alchemy is something that's innate to you. And so I think you're actually going through these processes subconsciously, and you may start experiencing more physical like synchronicities that show you that you're on the path to healing. But right now, you are in that position where you are, again, this stuff keeps coming out. A clear blue pool of water at the center of a forest. It's a cleansing spring. You are absolutely going to be okay. You are working on filtering this water and clearing yourself out. Clearing out the dense, dark energy And you are then going to embark on this new road while having fun, while looking back at like childhood games. Again, hopscotch, like that sort of stuff. Even this looks kind of like hopscotch, right? You're going to experience things in a new way, and you're going to be changing the process of how you connect with that. It is 2:22 on the clock right now, if that resonates with you. But changing the process of how you approach the things that you are drawn to do are going to make the things, like your next step forward, that much clearer. You have a path that is reaching out to you. This bridge is here. There's so much here that is trying to offer you this consolation whenever you're ready to take it. And just know that once you take your step forward, once you keep pushing through, we even have the 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck with an arrow, right? Like once we push through and start moving in the direction that reveals itself to us, and we're actually authentic about, like real with ourselves, about what it is that we want from life and what we want to create, there's going to be no stopping you. There's going to be no stopping us, okay? Just going to say it. But I will say that that is all that I'm seeing for you at this time, Pile 1. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video. I know that this was a bit of a long one, but I hope that this resonated with you. Let me know how you like the little written messages, because that was kind of something that I was called to do as I was preparing for this video. And I was asking Spirit, I was like, how can I show up on this channel when it's been so long since I've been there? And this was something that came up for me. So let me know if this resonated with you and how you liked the written messages. And I'm giving all of my love to you and your spirit guides. I hope it provided you with clarity and perspective that helps you on your journey. And if this reading did resonate, please feel free to like this video, subscribe, or leave a comment. I do also have a virtual tip jar in my links below if you feel so inclined, but you definitely do not have to leave a tip. They are not expected, but are very deeply appreciated. So thank you very much. If you are interested in a individual reading with me, or a Reiki session with me as well, I am a level 1 and 2 certified Reiki healer, and I do include readings, energy readings as well with that. I do have resources and offerings in my Etsy shop in the description box below, so feel free to check that out if you like the way that I read and you would like to get a more individualized reading. And if you're looking for more content from me, I do have more pick a card readings in my timeless pick a card playlist. And if you've made it this far in your reading and in the video, I do want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And I wish you absolutely all of the best, Pile 1. And I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this malachite crystal, this is your reading. Ooh. I don't like how crooked that went. So I am starting this reading off a little bit different than I usually do. I have a written channeled note here for you. So we're going to look at that. Also, please don't judge my handwriting too hard. When I'm channeling, I don't focus too much on aesthetic. I just focus on message, but then I come out of channeling and I immediately feel bad about lack of aesthetic, because I am all about aesthetic, okay? So each pile got a keyword, and yours is growth. And so it says, fresh moss on the trees collecting morning dew. You're growing further into your most actualized self. A candle burns on a windowsill. Its flame dances on the breeze in both stillness and dance. Okay, so I used dance twice there. That's fine. You're on your way to feeling new and whole again. Glimpses of the person you most want to be are revealing themselves to you. They're within you already, and in stillness you can feel your potential rise to the occasion to become something more. Flowers are significant at this time, and look within to see changes that surround you. We talked about this a little bit in pile 1 of perspective and how that changes your external surroundings. And so, especially with how that read for me, I think a lot about the chemical processes that happen within plants that allow them to grow, especially like with mosses. Mosses grow differently than like plants do, than like ivies do. Mosses are some of the oldest greenery that ever existed on the planet. So it's interesting that moss came through. Mosses have a different process of reproducing as well. So there's a hardiness to mosses that you might not get in I almost said a fern, but like ferns are also similar to mosses. I mean more like ivies or flowers, that sort of stuff. So I think there's a resilience to you that has allowed this growth to happen. And I think a lot of it has to do with you outlasting something, you moving further than expected. And so that's really, really cool. So I like tapping into this energy. It feels like pure raw potential. And I think that that's really what that message was getting at as well, is you're moving into your potential. You're moving into this new way of being. And so I'm seeing you actually like taking in new information and growing around that, letting it grow and change you. And the amount of depth that I'm getting to my pile 2s as well, I'm seeing a lot of like groundedness, a lot of understanding of the earth and the world, and you recognizing when it's time to pause versus continue moving. So I feel like your energy is something that you've really worked on. Maybe you are energy workers or healers as well. And so it's really just a beautiful energy to be in. But yeah, today we're going to be looking at what you most need to hear right now. Hopefully the written page also resonated with you, as well as that little energy check we just did. Let me know if it did, and if you want to see that in future videos as well. I know that it's a little bit different than what I usually do. So, first things first, we get a card for your energy at this time, and we have the Queen of Swords. I really like this deck's depiction of the Queen of Swords. I know that typically the Queen of Swords can come off as cold, can come off as very like matter of fact. And so people often see her as frigid, as immovable, and just kind of a difficult energy sometimes. However, what I'm getting from this card for you is decisiveness. Decisiveness creating change and creating new opportunity and new life. So there is a freedom here that maybe you weren't able to experience before. Again, outlasting something, being resilient. We have these two chains on her that she has cut through with this sword. And so instead of swords being a thing of oppression and of violence, this is a sword of freedom, of being a change maker, of fighting for liberation, for love, and for the people who need it most. So that is stunning. Not only, I had to walk away, not only are you out here doing this internal work, doing these chemical processes that help you grow and create love, and I'm just getting so much like heart energy from you. And like healing, there's just so much healing because you've outgrown this, you've outlasted this. You have beaten the mindset of the victim, right? You are now outside of that. That holds no place here. And you are now able to discern where it is you're meant to go next. I'm actually seeing this sword as like a dowsing rod, or like some sort of what is it, like a radar, like where you're like pointing across, and then it tells you which direction to go in. Like I'm seeing like a radar, like an actual like like sonar, like laser kind of thing, like they have on like battleships or whatever, where it's got like the little dots of like the people. I'm seeing this as like a honing device of where you're going to move next, of where you want to be, of your next level up. And I think that this is something that you're aware of. This is something that you know about. You've seen the future within yourself. You've seen the potential of what you can offer. And you are able to then implement that through because you know your limits. You're the one that had to escape them. You are now wielding a power that maybe is new for you, or maybe you have taken some time to cultivate. I'm actually seeing someone like whittling now, like cutting out the excess to make something really beautiful. You have whittled your abilities perfectly. You have fine-tuned your skills, and now you are on this precipice of something new, of something just born. Wow, pile 2. Okay. Glimpses of the person you most want to be are revealing themselves to you. It's just so clear. Like I'm really seeing in pile 1 we talked about clarity. Your word was growth, but I do think that there is a clarity as well. I feel like you are a few steps past where pile 1 is at. You have been through what pile 1 has been through, and you have instead pushed forward and continue to grow, and you are now more aware of your abilities than maybe you ever were before. And so I have some cards here. I have something that you should focus on at this time, and we have the Chariot. So more freedom coming through. The Chariot signifies the first ending of the Major Arcana. It's split up into 3. So this is the end of our consciousness. This is when we push past our consciousness into the subconscious. And so we have done all of this physical work on ourselves. We've done all of, the important steps necessary to now push past into a new free world that we're able to choose in the direction and see the full perspective of everything that is meant for us and everything that isn't meant for us. And that's really cool. Whew. If we had I feel like if we had a meeting of our pile 2s, this would be like a leadership convention. This would be like a change maker convention that shows just like how powerful you are. You got so many Major Arcana cards in this. It's crazy. But yeah, you've integrated a lot of difficult things and just things in general about yourself. I think you have a very open and honest view of who you are, of what you're willing to accept, and what you want to reach for. And I'm seeing new opportunities come through because of that. New opportunities for learning, new opportunities for career, potentially. But I am seeing a lot of potential that is surrounding you at this time. So yeah, with the Chariot, you have the ability to see through the riddles of the universe, right? With Sphinxes, we usually talk about like riddles and secrets of the universe. They hold secrets. And you're able to see the full spectrum between the black one and the white one. So it's not just black and white, it's seeing the grayscale. It's seeing all of the entire color spectrum, that sort of thing. And it's you being guided by the universe to do it and finding the actual... What this is reminding me of, I know it probably has its own specific meaning within like this artist's depiction of the Chariot, but on the sash, it's reminding me of those little baby games where it's got like the cutouts of the shapes, and then the baby has to figure out what shape goes into what hole. Does that make sense? So I'm seeing you actually formatting that for yourself and finding alignment. Alignment is coming through. So you are actually problem solving in real time and honestly working through a lot. And now it's like child's play. Now that's what it is. It's child's play now. Because this is the work you've been doing. But now it's just like the residual stuff. So that should be your focus. And then we have an action that you can take at this time. And we have the Lovers, which is the card that actually is before the Chariot. So for the Chariot to be your focus, the Lovers is your action. And so, since the Lovers comes before the Chariot, like I said, this is the physical, this is the conscious. And with it being the conscious, what's coming through is actually journaling about yourself, about your likes, your dislikes, your wants, your needs. I feel like the universe really is looking to you at this time for what you want to ask for. To see where it is that you want to go next. So I think the actions that you can take at this time really are recognizing the amount of change that you've created, recognizing all of the things that you've transmuted, and now it's asking for where you want to go next. The universe is waiting for messages to come through you to bring these things into fruition. And you guys are powerful. Like, the universe is literally just waiting at your beck and call for you to manifest whatever you want. And so, I do think also, again, like, child's play is coming through. Playing with your power and with the creativity that you have and with what you're able to foster and create with others. Now it's about implementing these things with potentially another person, with multiple people, like with a community around you, and then being able to utilize your skills in that new way. This is so cool. Pile 2, you're cool. Just gotta keep saying that. And then an outcome for this, we literally have the Magician, which is literally the manifestation card. You are creating your reality in real time. You are positioning yourself so that way you are in the exact correct moment at the exact correct time. And you are able to receive these messages from Spirit and then bring them down into the physical. So whatever you ask for here, you will then be able to receive immediately. That's the outcome. And so some symbols that you can look for. Again, we have the same symbols here. So like that triple moon. I have a crystal of it here. It's this. That triple moon might be significant for you. I'm also getting swords being significant in general. There's a lot of moon energy here. A lot of moon energy. Apples. So we got the apples up here. Those are calling out to me at this time. And yeah, honestly, angel wings. Angel wings are calling out to me as well. Or snakes. Snakes feel significant, and not necessarily in a negative way, but in a way that signifies your growth, shedding of your skin, of the old versions of you, so that way you're able to bring in the physical. Bring in this new you. Leveling up. Glowing up. It's really cool. And then for advice, we have the 6 of Wands. And so what I really need you to know is that you are safe to be seen. You're safe to undergo these changes. Because other people may notice and they may say things, but you're the one that gets to hold your energy. You're the one that gets to be you. Living your life by other people's standards is never going to bring you where you're meant to be. And I think you're really pushing the limit of what is possible for you. Because we have the 6 here, and then we have the 6 of Wands. 6 is a number of love, a number of relationships, a number of being seen by other people. and having our energy reflected back at us. So the Six of Wands is actually people talking about the good things that you've done, of you showing up and being victorious, triumphant over something. And Lord knows you have been triumphant. And you deserve to be talked about. You may have an audience. This may be, whether you're a content creator or you just are a very influential person. You may have people looking at you, and you are actively choosing the version of you that you want to show up as. I'm going to actually put these like this. You are so incredibly powerful. You have so much going for you. You are ready for this change. Don't be shocked when people start just like complimenting you randomly or just remarking on your energy about how wonderful it is or how wonderful it is to be around you. And know that these opportunities that are coming forward, this may be networking as well, because I did mention a potential career opportunity or a study opportunity as well. But there's definitely a lot here going for you, and the universe is just waiting for you to say the word. And so if you're not feeling this energy yet, just know that you are, this moment is waiting on you. Sometimes we have to be in a position that is really uncomfortable for us to fully make an action out of it. So if you are not here yet, you will be here very soon. And then once that happens, it's going to be rapid fire, baby. It's going to be crazy amounts of changes for you. But I will say that that is all that I'm seeing for you at this time. If this reading resonated with you, please feel free to let me know, and let me know if you like the written messages as well. So that was something that I was called to do because it's been a long time since I've made a video, and I asked Spirit for guidance on how to come back to the channel, and this was something that was presented to me. So I decided to do it, and I think it honestly does add an extra little oomph to the reading, so let me know what you think. But I do want to give you all of my love and gratitude and say thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I hope it provided you with clarity and perspective that helps you on your journey. And if this reading resonated with you, please feel free to like this video, subscribe, or leave a comment. I do also have a virtual tip jar in my links down below, if you feel so inclined, but you definitely don't have to leave a tip. They're not expected, but are very deeply appreciated. And if you have ever left me a tip, it won't let me thank you on the page, but I do want to say, like, with just deepest gratitude, thank you. That is so sweet. But anyway, if you're interested in receiving an individual one-on-one reading with me, or receive any Reiki healing, which also has an accompanying energy reading and tarot pull for you, that's all available in my Etsy shop, listed down below. So if you like the way that I read, I could do it for you individually. But yeah, that's all listed in the description box below. And if you're looking for more content from me, I do have more pick a card readings in my timeless pick a card playlist. And if you've made it this far in the video, I do want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And I hope you have a great start or rest of your day whenever you are watching this. And I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose, I did look it up, the Campo del Cielo, which is a nickel iron meteorite. This is your reading. We are going to start off today's reading with a very new segment, which is a written channeled message specifically for your pile. So hopefully it resonates. Whoa. Very loud truck. Hopefully it resonates with you all. So I will say I gave the same disclaimer to the other piles. Don't judge me with my handwriting. I was channeling and didn't want to rewrite everything after channeling. So if it's ugly, it's because I don't worry about aesthetics when I'm channeling. I just worry about them afterward. So everyone got a specific keyword. Yours was invention. So I was definitely getting vibes of like creation and things like that with you. So this is what I channeled for your pile. A desk, carefully curated with plans and hard work. You're here by choice. A fire within is calling you to create something that will generate change and connection. The joy of creating in flow follows you as the sparks of what you're meant to do light your way. The possibilities are endless. You're generating a new standard for yourself. Through inspiration and dedication, you level higher and higher until you receive a bird's eye view of your potential. You're not just planning or contemplating. You are acting and creating your dream reality. So I was getting a lot of physically creating. Instead of just getting creative ideas, you have put some things in place that are actively changing you and your environment in real time. I don't necessarily know if that means you're working on inventing something or you're working on a new process for something. But regardless, I really sense that you are changed because of this. And maybe your surroundings have been changed, your home has been changed, you could be doing work on your home actively. But regardless, I almost was getting someone tinkering with a robot, trying to create this robot in a fantasy world or something. And so I'm getting kind of scientific process. You're taking these ideas and you're implementing them and you say, oh, well, that didn't work, so let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. And there's so much curiosity coming from you and potential coming from you at this time that it feels almost like anywhere you look, there is potential. There is this connection to you. So I'm really getting problem solving, implementing change, all that sort of stuff. And it's a really beautiful and creative and cool energy to experience as I'm tapped into it. And I don't know, I really like it. I feel like your energy, there's a lot of logic to it, but there's also this fun to it. It's almost like mad scientist level. I'm focusing in on this work. I'm getting it done. I'm putting the plans in place. I'm acting. I'm showing people. I'm changing it. I'm receiving critique. I'm changing it more. I'm adding more. You're doing so much. And even if you're not necessarily working on something physically, but it's an idea that you have, there's something about your mental energy right now that's really important. Write down your dreams. Write down the random ideas that you have, either in the middle of the night or in the shower or, wherever. I'm sensing you getting an idea that is going to light you on fire in a good way, not in a metaphorical way, not in an actual flames way, So that's really cool. That's so cool. So I have some cards here. I have your energy at this time, and we have the Ace of Swords. And so swords are that logic, that intellect, that creative energy. And aces are typically gifts from the universe or new beginnings as well, new opportunities. And so the fact that this cloud here is wearing this crown, I'm actually seeing you have been placed in this position because you're meant to bring these things into fruition, because you're meant to do or create whatever it is that I'm tapping into at this time. I don't think it's necessarily hesitation, but I think it is that trial and error feeling of, oh, it's not perfect yet, I'm going to try this, or oh, I need to work through this first and then I will be able to reap the rewards of it. Regardless, I'm getting the sense that the process is important. And the process is actively what is working for you. Whether you're a creative and you're working on art and things like that, it's your creative process that's changing or that is lighting you up. Or it's maybe you're documenting your process. Maybe you're starting to show that online or share that more with other people. But regardless, I'm seeing this gift from the universe of clarity, this eureka moment of, oh, that's what Sam was talking about that one time. Or, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be creating. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm meant to do with my life. Like that sort of thing. I'm getting this sense of clarity for you that is really just... I'm getting a nostalgic sense from it. Like maybe it's something that you liked to do as a child or that you liked to do when you were younger and then you forgot about it, or you thought maybe you outgrew it or things like that. But now it is your inspiration. You are being inspired in real time by this thing. Maybe you saw somebody doing it and you were like, oh yeah, that's what I love to do. That's what I want to try again. And you might be a person who just like tries a lot of things and then sees how you feel about it. But regardless, there's a lot of innovative energy here. So it's not just invention, it's also innovation is your word. That was the word that, as well, that wouldn't come through. But like that's, now thinking about it, that's the word that I had forgotten. So, I have a card here on your focus at this time, which is the Seven of Pentacles. Process. Trusting the process. Having faith that your work is going to pan out, that this is all for something. It's not just work for you to do for no reason. I think you're going to start getting signs that whatever this is, whatever this creative energy is, or whatever this project is that you're working on so tirelessly, you could be in school, this could be a work project, it could be a variety of things, but regardless, it's something that you're emotionally attached to. You're going to start getting signs that this is going to work out. You're going to get glimpses of this process of whatever it is that you're working on, and you're going to see in real time the rewards and the potential for rewards in the future over this. Wow. Okay, that's cool. An action that you can take at this time because of this focus is the Seven of Cups. So sevens and even ones, like aces, might be significant for you, but like you might see 777 or 717 a lot. With this being an action that you can take, there are going to be a lot of avenues that are going to present themselves to you. And so you are going to actively have to make a decision. Just know that the more that you hesitate or the more that you avoid making this decision, the more your hesitation is your answer. Because no answer is actually an answer as well. But you have to trust your emotions. You have to trust what you are feeling, that lit by fire energy about. And if you're not feeling that, don't go in that direction. Go in the directions that you feel called to go into. There's a reason why you're called for them. There's a reason why you're here at this juxtaposition between faith and chance and decision. You are going to be okay. If you need to hear that, I'm here to tell you you're going to be okay. Because I'm also getting the sense that, especially with the bandages here and like taking the time to decide, you might be afraid of making a misstep. You might be afraid of doing something wrong. But your outcome is literally the world. This card is the most, if not one of the most, positive cards that you can get in tarot. This is the last card of the Major Arcana, and it talks about the infinite potential of the world. Like the world being at your fingertips. You finishing such major transformations and doing such incredible work that now you are in this position of pure power, of like, it's almost like the way that it's coming up for me right now is like everything being wrapped in a tiny little bow of just, it's yours, baby, it's yours. The resources are yours. The money, it's yours. Like whatever it is that you're worried about, the grade, it's yours. There's so much here of just having everything you need and having done everything you needed to ensure this success. So having that faith and trusting your intuition and your emotional nudges while making this decision or while choosing the direction you want to move into is going to be so important. The joy of creating in flow follows you as the sparks of what you're meant to do light your way. The possibilities are endless. So the world talks about leveling up fully. It is you have succeeded in an ego death of a restructuring of who you are and of your subconscious and superconscious, so your spiritual understandings of the universe as well. This is enlightenment, right? And then we go right back to the beginning, to the ego, and we continue deconstructing it, doing alchemy in real time. The sparks of what you're meant to do will light your way. And your advice here is the Queen of Pentacles. It's knowing that the success is yours. It's knowing that the material opportunities or whatever this production is, it's almost like the Queen of Pentacles has done the creating part already. This is a feminine archetype in a feminine suit. This is someone who's fully in her element here and has done the act of creating, and now she's looking at what she has produced. And she's looking at it with pride. This is something that she knew she could do. This is something that she knew she was called to do. And so she did the process. She had the faith. She made the decisions necessary, and she did what she needed to do. And now her garden is abundant. Luck is genuinely on your side at this time. And so if you're looking for symbols to see when you're on your way to this outcome, or what decisions you want to make in the future, some symbols that you can look out for is, I would say, rabbits. Rabbits are a very good symbol for luck. I'm realizing now that we're moving towards Easter, so you're probably going to see a lot of rabbits. So maybe don't look for rabbits. Let's look for... You can still look for rabbits. They could still be potential, but don't be discerning about the rabbits you see is the message, because we're moving into Easter time. So there are a lot of rabbits around, I'm realizing, and so that might not have been the best decision, but that's really something that I'm being called to say, is rabbits. Maybe rams, or specifically horns. That might also be significant. Mountains are significant as well. And also, you know what? I'm gonna say it, wreaths. This wreath here. But regardless, I hope this reading really gives you that push that you may need to go out on this limb, make this decision, and really work for the thing that you want, because whatever this is, it's important. I need you to know that it is so important. I will say, though, that is all I'm seeing for you at this time. I do want to thank you so much for tuning into this video, as well as thank you to your guides for any messages that came through that you most needed to hear. But yeah, I do hope it provided you with clarity and perspective that helps you on your journey. Let me know how you liked the written channeled messages as well. That is something completely new. I was looking for things to try as I was moving back to the channel, and this was something that my guides presented to me, and I felt really called to do. So I hope you guys liked it. But if this reading did resonate with you, please feel free to like this video, subscribe, or leave a comment. I do also have a virtual tip jar in the links in my description box below. You definitely are not expected to leave a tip, but they are very deeply appreciated. And if you have ever left a tip on my videos, I want to thank you so much. That really made my day, and it's just genuinely never expected. If you liked this reading and the way that I read tarot, and you would like an individual reading, or you would like a Reiki healing session with an energy check and report, as well as a reading, feel free to check out my Etsy shop in the description box below. I do have a lot of services that I offer, including individual readings. And if you're looking for more content from me, I do have more pick a card readings in my Timeless Pick a Card playlist. And if you made it this far in the video, I do want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I hope you have a great start or rest of your day whenever you're watching this, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye!